What is up, YouTube? Henka here. I just went to Dragonsteel Nexus 2024, and I got a lot to say.
All right. I think I did this wrong. All right, subjects. So, we figured it out. That's supposed to be green, not me. I went to Dragonsteel Nexus, as you saw, and we're going to talk about it. Don't know why the light just did that. I'm not going to talk for like 30 minutes with that thing on my head because it blocks my ears, and so it sounds really weird and it's disorienting. And I definitely should have done the intro before or after filming this because now I'm going to be a little green, but it's all right. So, this was supposed to be more of a vlog style, but I took no face cam vlog footage, so we're going to review the footage and talk about what I did this week, or that week, like a month ago now. No, 3 weeks ago. 2 to 3 weeks, like 3 weeks ago. Footage will be on the screen. There will be timestamps, so if you're a bad person, just don't want to hear about my week, you can go down to the part where I'm talking about the announcements that were made or the haul. So, why do I talk like that? I went to the con with a group from the Tutor Rambles Discord server, and if you don't watch them or know who they are, first, how did that happen? Because they're so much bigger than me. But anyway, go watch them, subscribe to their Patreon, join the Discord, and become my friend. And theirs, and cooler people than me. So I arrived in Salt Lake. It was such a great arrival because as soon as I got out of the airport, they were waiting in the van, and I thought it was just going to be one guy picking me up. It was like 5 people, and they knew who I was. Like before I, waved them down, they were like, hey, like pointing me out. And it was just such a great welcoming party and like a great way to start the week and meet these people who I've talked to over the past year, like on Discord and on cam and stuff, but not met in person. So there's a bit of a anxiety there, but it was such a great welcome that just immediately went away. We took the next day and went to the Salt Flats, which was really cool. And that's where Austin decided to run to the other side, except it's like miles deep. So he ran who knows how far. I have a video of it. I'll show. He gets real small in the footage. And then eventually gave up and turned around to come back. That was really fun though. And then just got some food, hung out around the Airbnb, getting ready for the convention. Later that night though, Austin, saw that Daniel Green and Matt Dinniman were doing a talk at a church, which was kind of odd to me because of Matt Dinniman's books. But anyway, so we went to go see that. On the way there, we find out it's ticketed. We didn't have a ticket. We're like, we'll go ask. We get there. They let us in. We, sit through the talk. That was good. And then get in a hour line at least to get books signed. Daniel didn't have time for all that. So he walked through and signed everybody's book and then had to head out to a meeting or dinner or something. We get up to the front, meet Matt, super nice guy. I guess I'll show the book. This will be in my haul later too, but since it's part of a story, I gotta include it. Dungeon Crawler Carl, which of course I'm gonna listen to, I've already listened to this one, I'm gonna listen to the rest of the series, but had to get one of them on physical if I'm meeting the author. Inside it, he put, where is it? A very nice message. Very nice. Yeah, Matt, Daniel, met them both that night, and they were super great people. Great, first real day of the week. And now to the stuff that you actually care about. So day one, I'm wearing my coin cosplay, which you've already seen. It's beautiful. Sanderson said he liked it. I got a ticket to a lightning signing, so it's not supposed to be any personalizations or talk to him really or anything. But he said he hadn't seen the coin cosplayed before. So I got the little pin, of course. Only reason I did it, well, also just to make him laugh. When I heard I got the signing, I was like, all right, what's the stupidest and quickest thing I can make in a few days before I leave for the convention? And it was a coin. I also saw the company Shire Mint Post had a booth there, and they saw me and like called me out because I designed this off of their coin, and they could tell. They took a picture of me, and then I DM'd them on Instagram and got the picture. And let's look at it here. Notice the shirt I'm wearing. You've seen it in a video before if you saw my last video. But I had to make sure they got the whole shirt and not just the top line. That would have just been even worse. Other than meeting all the authors and all that, you know, my favorite moments of the convention was, I didn't even witness it, but one of the B&B mates told me about it. As soon as we walk in, like we get there, we finally, a huge convention center. So we finally get back to that room where everything's happening. Walk in, somebody looks at my coin, smiles, looks down. So that was quite entertaining. Even to hear about it, I was happy with my choice that day. I was a little bit embarrassed sometimes, and like I was getting a lot of looks with the coin. A lot of people liked the coin. Even a guy in security at the airport, don't know why I couldn't think of that word, not recognize me. We were talking about it, and I told him I cosplayed a coin, and he was like, "Oh, I saw you." So the coin was popular. But when I met Sanderson, I like put my jacket back on because I was like, I'm not doing the shirt and the coin. It's just too much. We get there, guy notices my shirt, doesn't like, or makes him sad. Went and met a bunch of authors, which was super cool. I don't remember who all I met what day. Christopher Rocchio was definitely a day one author. I'm not sure who else, but went to some panels, just general convention stuff. Didn't really buy anything, just kind of scoping it out. There's Artist Alley is like the main area that they had for booths. And so there's some author, or a bunch of authors, and then maybe half and half, or like 60-40, somewhere in there. Authors and just like merchants. And so there are people selling, you know, just all sorts of nerdy stuff, D&D stuff. Like I got a play mat that you'll see later, and just different things. So not a ton of note for day one, other than, of course, meeting Brandon. Highlight of the week. Highlight of my trip with the whole thing. It was just so good. It was so cool to meet him and talk to him. And he actually did stop and talk for a second, even though he wasn't really supposed to. Like, not long, but, you know, I got to share a couple sentences, and he gave me a fist bump. I got to have a little personal moment with him, and it was very, very nice. He was a really nice guy. And why don't I show the book? Let's see that. So I got Mistborn signed. It was between Mistborn and Way of Kings, but I don't know. This was my first like big book by him. I read The Emperor's Soul, but this is what really got me into him, and so I just went with Mistborn. I also like it. I like the first Mistborn book more than the first Stormlight book, even though I like Stormlight more than Mistborn. So, sue me. There's the signature, though. That's cool. All right. Let's throw that up there. We're just going to look at that for a minute. Day 2, I woke up not feeling my best, so I decided, okay, I'm going to Uber in later. I'll let them go. They go ahead of me. I'm up and down, you know, just keep waking up. I definitely heard voices and people walking in the house at some point, and they said that nobody had come home, and I was supposed to be the only one there. So that was freaky. But it was like I woke up, I heard it. I was like, oh, they must have gotten back, and then passed back out, right? Don't know what that was. But at some point, I woke up, I was feeling a little bit better. I'm scrolling through Instagram, and I see Brian Lee Durfee post from the convention. And I was like, okay, I'm getting there now, and I'm going to find him. So I get to the convention, and I'm like, all right, find him. He didn't even have a booth. I walk around, and eventually found him at somebody else's booth, who I guess was, my screen dimmed, and I thought it wasn't recording. But anyway, I guess he knew the other author, so he was there. And I was like, so sorry to co-opt your booth here, but I'm here for Brian. And so we talked for a second. Super nice guy. He subscribed to me on YouTube, so hi, Brian. And then he wanted to know where Daniel Green was, so I took him over there. You know, we're friends now. I led him across the convention, of course. I don't feel like turning the camera and messing up the angle, but I was really happy with these. I've been playing a lot of Magic the Gathering lately, and he used to do art for them, so I just got a couple of his cards because that was a fun thing. I do have his book, The Forgetting Moon, on the shelf over there, but unfortunately, I did not have it with me. I was already like really pushing it on weight on the suitcase. The backpack was very heavy. I could not bring many books. Didn't have his book on me. He didn't have a booth, so I couldn't buy a book. So I implemented what I had already started implementing before this, but it comes into the story now better. The non-Sanderson Rhythm of War. So I started this with Daniel Green. I already had the idea before because I was like, I can't afford or fit a book from all the authors I like, so we're going to have them all sign the same book, and we're going to make it a Brandon Sanderson book. So this is the copy of Rhythm of War I was reading while I was there, which also made it convenient because I'd forgotten day 1, but day 2 and 3, like, everybody else in the group wanted to go to a panel, you know, and I didn't care about it. Cool, I'll go sit in there and read. It's kind of falling apart. It is mass market. Anyway, so there's Brian's signature. I'll try and throw a big thing up here and we can go over it. And let me try and estimate where the signatures are going to be. Actually, I don't have to, because editing magic, I can move them to where my fingers are and make it perfect. So there's Brian Lee Durfee's signature. Daniel Green. That was at the little church thing. He was the first. He loved the idea. And then I kept doing it, and other authors loved it too. I got Matt on the same day on that trip, so I got him to sign this one and the other book. Oh, I'm supposed to show you that on here, huh? There. That's Matt Damon. Then some of these are hard. Okay, long trip. This is cursive. Everybody's got a different cursive. I know that's Michael R. Miller, but no. I know that's Michael R. Miller, but if I didn't, it'd be hard to tell. Beside him is Brian McClellan. I like that he has a stamp that goes over his signature. Pretty cool. Down here is Tyler Whiteside. Down there in the corner, that's Christopher Rocchio. He's at the bottom, but he is not the bottom. He is a beautiful man. And then Austin, because he made a joke about, that's your author, you're getting author signatures, let me sign it. So I had to dog on him a bit. I was like, I'm getting real authors or something, good authors, something like that. So then later at the end of the week, I was like, hey man, I just had to like let that ride for a bit, but I was saving the best for last and let him sign it. He is working on a book, and you should all read it day one. Pre-order it right now, even though it's not done or anything is known about it, other than by him. Buy it. Also saw Matt Dinneman, and he recognized us, talked to us again. Only a few of us went to that thing, but there were a bunch of people there, like 10 or 12, I don't know, like probably 10 people in the Airbnb, and a few who didn't stay in the Airbnb who joined us. And so the Two to Ramble guys had like a posse following them around the whole time, and a bunch of the other YouTubers didn't. So people like took notice, and there were a bunch of people who wanted to talk to the guys but were scared because we were there, so we'd try and like separate and give them space. So that's really the majority of day 2. I'm sure you'll be seeing stuff behind me. If there's anything real important, I'll stitch it in. But day 3, going back on for day 3, it came off like halfway through because it's a bitch to wear. Again, got a lot of looks. It was fun. Some dude saw me and he was dressed as Wayne and kept switching hats. With everyone he saw with a hat, he would wear their hat and take a picture. So we have a picture where I look like trash, but there's that. Nice dude. Hope he sees this. They had done collectible cards that they're not like magic cards where they've got like power or anything like that. They're just all portions of a picture. I don't really have, oh wait, that, yeah. And I can do a picture so it can fit in the binder. But we had all like pulled our packs, and then on the last day, a group of us just went through and like, there were tables set out and everybody's sitting on the ground. Like hundreds of people were just going through their cards and trading them and everything. So the last day we took them and traded a bunch out, filled as much of the binder as we could, gave that to the guys, and they might do something with that. So I had my 2 days of looking, and now it was time to actually buy stuff. I didn't buy anything the first 2 days except food. Day 3 comes, I went into the Sanderson store. The line was super short because they were handing out books that day. So everybody's in line for the books, which is perfect. Because the line for that store before was like an hour or 2, I think. You'll see some footage of the store there, as well as in the intro. Met more authors and YouTubers, went to some panels, general convention stuff again. Oh, I wanted to highlight people who are just good people, you know, just to point them out, right? Talking Story, I told them, I got to talk to them and told them like, hey, like y'all were a big reason I started my channel. There's a clip in one of his videos from like 9 months ago that's like, or maybe longer, I don't know. But like, just do it, just start it. It doesn't have to be great. Just do something, put something out there. And I was like, you know what, screw it. I did. He also subscribed to me. That was super cool. It was him and Brian Lee Durfee. Those two were like, both of them at similar times said something like, start your channel, just do it. And I was like, okay, this is a sign. And I got to tell them that there, and it was really inspiring, and both of them subscribed. So hope y'all are watching. Definitely tagging y'all below, so you hopefully see this. I also met the Next Chapter guys. That was a fun one. They were hanging out with some people in our group, and Vera, who never put the video out, maybe I will sometime, but we did a video together a while ago, and she put the video out. I didn't put my side out because I'm a bad person. My wife left me. Okay, shut up. But she did a video with them, and that's how I found out about them. So I was like, hey, I've got to get a picture and send it to Vera. So we did that and talked for a second. They were nice guys, and they subscribed. So hope y'all are watching. Again, tagged for engagement and begging, basically. So last day of the con, we all decided to take a break around like 6 o'clock. The Two to Ramble guys, Austin and Richard, were doing the last panel of the convention. We're all obviously going to go watch that. So we go hang out a bit, get dinner, go back, sit through the panel. Not sit through like it's bad. Like, it was a great panel. It was actually really fun. But anyway, we do the panel, and we're sitting with the Talking Story guys and the Next Chapter guys and other people. And it was just like, it's a great community. It was like, you know, everybody who we kind of hung out with and talked to throughout the week was there, and it was a great ending to it. We're like, they're kicking us out of the room as we're just all talking and trying not to let it end. So we got into the hallway, and Daniel Green is out there, and we're all like, oh, okay, we need to get one last group picture before everybody leaves. So I'm thinking it would be hilarious if I make Daniel take it. So I walk up and I'm like, hey, Daniel, can you get a group photo real quick? He's like, yeah, of course. And he starts jumping in. I'm like, no. You're taking the photo. And so he grabs my phone and takes pictures of all of us just dying laughing, and then like down the hallway, and then some selfies. And yeah, those are going here, buddy. Those don't get wiped. Those are on the internet now. He got some real photos of us, and he got in the photo for some. And so it was just very funny, very fun. And we would not let it in. Like, we're all staying there, dragging it out, talking. And we probably spent another 30 minutes or more leaving the convention. Everybody from our Airbnb was together, but the other YouTubers and the other, Bookborn and other people we talked to were all there talking. And so everybody split off, goes our separate ways. It was very, very solemn, but a very like appreciative way it was the best way to end the con, honestly. So now I go to Colorado. We're going to make this part quick because I was going to make a video about it, but that's not going to happen. We're just going to recap it real quick. So that week comes to an end, and we drive back. Luckily, I didn't have to do any of the driving, so I sat in the back and listened to Rhythm of War for most of the trip. It was like a 12, 13, I don't know. It was a very long drive. And we'll throw the map up there. Why not? Actually, we won't, because I don't want you knowing and coming to me, to where I live. Well, I could throw the city. We'll put the city. We'll do Vail to Memphis.
Bitch, I'm from Memphis.
Long trip, lots of stops. They might have seen a UFO. I didn't see it. Who knows? I get back. I finish Rhythm of War. Finally ready to start Wind of Truth. I bought it at the convention just in case I could finish it and finish book 4 in Colorado, because I'm so excited to start it. I mean, it's a huge series. I had read 8 books at this point in this 5-book series, and it's my favorite series, like to read what is for now the final book. I was so excited.
All right, I finally finished Rhythm of War and can now read Wind and Truth. How exciting.
Sunlit Man, I would read before you read Stormlight 5.
All right, so now the real meat of this video. As I was doing the script for this, The State of Sanderson came out, so that was perfect. It allowed me to add more content to this so that you actually care. And hopefully it's not too long.
You idiot.
So first, he went over his year. Not a ton of interesting stuff in here, except, for me at least, except the Elantris screenplay. Not Elantris, sorry, The Emperor's Soul. He did say it was dropped, it's not getting made, but he went ahead and finished the screenplay in case it gets picked up later. So I hope. That was my first dip into Sanderson and fantasy. Like when I first picked up reading, what was this, almost 2 years ago, 2 years ago? I was reading Stephen King and self-help stuff, and I picked up a Sanderson book. Well, not even. I picked up The Emperor's Soul and was like, wow, this is incredible. And then immediately got Mistborn, and just all I've read since then is fantasy and a little bit of Stephen King. So if that gets made into a movie, I will be so happy. Somehow I forgot to do, I missed this in my script, so this is going to be stitched in. But the big announcements for the con, where the biggest one was the Wheel of Time Leatherbound. I was a bit let down by this because I was hoping for a new book announcement, but I know there are a lot of people who loved it, and I'm excited for you. I haven't read the series, and I don't really buy Leatherbounds, but it did make me want to read the series before then. Anyway, I've been wanting to read it. This is another excuse to. The dates for Dragonsteel Nexus 2025, which will be up there. Tailored Realities, a short story collection, non-Cosmere, so I don't care about it so much. I also don't really like short stories that much, so I'll get to it eventually, probably. He does write a lot of books, and I got a lot of other books to read, and I read slow. We'll see. And then he's going to Spain next year for Celsius 232, which is a book convention in Spain. So really cool for anyone who doesn't get to come stateside to see him, to get to see him over there. And the last bit of the State of the Sanderson was movie updates. Basically, the thing that's furthest along in development is Snapshot. It's in development for TV and quite far along. Haven't read it. Not in a rush to. Don't care as much. Skyward has been optioned to television, but it's in really early stages and still has a lot of time to fall off. Tress has been shopped around for an animated show. It's also still in early stages. I'm really hoping for that one because Tress is getting done this year, and I've always thought that his books like need to be adapted in animated form. I don't like animation typically for adaptations, but whenever I read Sanderson, in my mind I'm picturing animation. So that's what just like it, but yeah. So that's what we need. So that's what needs to happen. It has to. And the last one is a perfect example of how far it can get and still fall off. Mistborn, he said he got to the point where he was seeing actors on stage auditioning for the part, and like the studio pulled out or something, and then the scriptwriters didn't want to finish it without that, and the whole thing just dissolved. And so hopefully we eventually get it, but that one's not really in the works right now. Stormlight is on pause for 10 years. Not happy about that. Like he said, we're gonna get the the Rock novella, but we all know those novellas and in between books suffer from us wanting to read the next book and having to read this, at least for me, because they were all out when I read the next, so like it was just a hurdle, right? Warbreaker was good, but it was a hurdle. Anyway, it will be good to have a little bit of Stormlight to hold us over. And 10 years, it's about 5 rereads in there. Mistborn Era 3, Ghost Bloods. He said he's writing that next, and then right after he does that, he's going to do Elantris. Like I said, Mistborn was my first real Sanderson book, so I'm super excited about Era 3 coming out. Do need to wrap up Era 2. I've only read the first book in that one, but that'll happen in the first half of this year. And you'll definitely be getting some Mistborn videos. Cytoverse. I don't care. Songs of the Dead. This one, I'm a little bit, I care a little bit because it is non-Cosmere. It is an co-author, and he's really just handed it over, he said. But the story sounds cool, and it's a Brandon idea, so I'm going to read it. But I won't be like waiting for it, banging down the door of Barnes at the day it comes out, right? The White Sand prose. This one I am excited about because I have been holding off on reading The White Sand because prose is just my preferred medium for stories, or for this story. Like I don't know. I like books more than movies and TV. Anyway, I've been holding off on the graphic novel. It's going to be the last Cosmere. So if the prose is out before then, I'll read that first. If it's not, I'll do the graphic novel. The rest of it was just minor stuff and eventualities. He wants to get more Warbreaker and Arithmetist books out after, 5 books, so years away. An ebook adaptation of an audio original story he did, and then just a list of a bunch of Cosmere novels that he wants to get to eventually. And I want all of them now. Give them, Brandon. Give them to me, Brandon. Give them to me. All right, that is really it for the convention and the state of Sanderson and everything. And now to fuel the consumerist pig in all of us, I'll do a haul. But we're going to switch angles because I need a break from filming.
It is a couple days later. I'm really bad at this YouTube thing. The original video was 50 minutes, 30 minutes once I cut out the Colorado trip. So we're going to try and make this really quick. And here is my Dragonsteel haul. This is the bag that the Dragonsteel store stuff came in. I only got a couple things from that store, but it's a nice bag. It's all about presentation, right? Actually, we're going to set this on the ground. So first is the stuff that you just got for going to the convention. Of course, the badge. You got to pick your lanyard from what Order of Night Radiant you were. I got Truth Watcher, so cool green lanyard. World Hopper passport. I didn't really do this. I think I got 1 page filled out. There were like pages for different worlds, and you could go get it stamped, and if you got all the stamps, then you would get prizes, or not like prizes. I think you would get packs of cards, which are what these are. I didn't get any of these from doing that. These were just the ones that I got at the beginning, and then ones that a friend gave me. I was enjoying myself too much seeing everything. I didn't really sit down and do these. Still, very cool idea. I do hope they go on sale because I'd love to have a binder with just all of them, completely filled out. They also had sticker sheets of the contains 100% pure nonsense at one of the booths. So I got those and I've been putting them all over stuff, and then I just ran out. So kind of sad. I wish I had gotten more than one. After that, we'll do the stuff that I was given at the con, not from the convention, but just from different people. This was, I don't know what this is a reference to. Y'all are really gonna roast me if it's something from Stormlight or something, but a little 3D printed Aether gem. It's not gonna focus, is it? If I put it in front of my face. If I get off camera. Okay, no, it's not gonna focus on that, but maybe I'll throw a picture up here. A leaf, a black leaf, from when Syl gives Kaladin a leaf in Way of Kings.
My camera died, and I didn't realize it, so I kept filming. Thought I finished, went to edit, didn't. So it's a week later, day 3 of filming this, We're going to try and finish the haul real quick as we can. Some bookmarks from To Ramble. Very nice bookmarks. The rest is books. So very first, Wind and Truth, of course. I have taken a break on this one. All I read was Stormlight for like months, so I needed to pause. The Signed by Everybody, Rhythm of War, which you've already seen. Empire of Silence, which I took to get signed by Christopher Rocchio. I don't know if you've seen this or not. Dungeon Crawler Carl, which you have seen, but it's part of the haul. And the coolest mousepad / playmat you will ever see. I've been using it as a mousepad mostly, but been playing a little bit of top-down Magic, and it makes a nice playmat. It's a little busy for the webcam Magic, though. But yeah, that's the haul. That's the Dragonsteel video. Hope you liked it. I watched Tood Ramble's video about Dragonsteel today, and I really like what they said at the end was, the whole synopsis of this video is, I made friends. I tried to recap it a bit and, bring some more I tried to recap it a bit and bring some more substance to it than that, since I don't have the following they have to just listen to me yap like that. But hope you enjoyed it. I had the time of my life, and I've got more videos coming soon, so keep watching.